What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about some official Bethesda news. So this was earlier than I think a lot of us intended it to be. You know, we were told Thursday quite a lot, and that, by the way, I still think that is happening. I still think on Thursday there is going to be a conference where they will maybe go more in depth. So right now, they have confirmed that there will be some, and that title that I put on this video is correct, some Bethesda games will be exclusive to, and I said Xbox platforms, Xbox and PC. So it won't be on any other console, okay? Including, obviously, PlayStation, which is the big one a lot of people were wondering about. Not all, not even official of like which game is going to do it. And I do want to kind of talk about some of the possibilities here. I also want to go over some double standards and stuff like that as this video goes on. A thing to remember is these are just my opinions, and I know these kind of videos tend to have differences of opinions from people, and it's completely okay as long as you guys, I would say, respect each other, respect me. I definitely, again, respect all of you guys not thinking the same way. That's actually insanely awesome, and I want that, okay? If you guys are new here, make sure, as always, you're subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. And if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, we are 100 followers away from 2,000. I think we can do it within the next week or so. If you guys do have a Twitter, I know it's mainly a toxic place, not on my community or not in my community. I think we have a really, really awesome group of people over there. So Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. Link for that is in the description below. All right, so, I mean, there's really not much more to the news. We know that more Bethesda games are going to be coming to Xbox Game Pass over the coming weeks, over the coming months, and we also know they have confirmed that some games will just be on Xbox and PC. Now, it is slightly disappointing because, well, disappointing, by the way, I'm not getting mad at the exclusivity. And I think that's probably important because people always try to throw me in the console wars. So let me just start off by saying, now we know. Now we kind of know. The thing I'm most upset about today and this news is that they weren't specific. Now, I did predict. In fact, didn't I literally say this yesterday? This was one of my predictions, that they would say some of the games would be, or not all. You know, but actually some, I think, was word for word what I had said. So I was expecting them to not be specific, to not come out and say, okay, Starfield is an Xbox exclusive. Fallout, that's not. Elder Scrolls, that's not. You know, so on. The next Doom game will be. You know, so on, so on, so on. That's not what I had expected. That's what I told you guys yesterday. Now, the fact that we got this news today, and then they're still most likely going to have that conference on Thursday. Maybe they could throw out. We know for a fact, I guess not really a fact, but we know from like the leakers and the rumor mill out there that they're not going to show like new stuff. They're not going to show gameplay for Starfield. They're not going to. I did see somebody say that though they may announce that they are doing new IPs, but not say what they are. So just kind of saying, okay, well, we are working on established franchises, but then we're also working on other stuff. So I don't think we're going to get a breakdown of an individual game on Thursday. But again, now that we have this info, maybe on Thursday we can actually be a little bit more specific. You know what I mean? They can come out and say, okay, Starfield, it's just on Xbox, and kind of get that out of the way. You know what I mean? So that, to me, I expected them to say some and to be vague, right? That's literally that was my prediction yesterday. But I am, you know, I'm still disappointed. I was hoping, you know, obviously that maybe they could do a little bit more because it's still a guessing game at this point. We know some of them. Well, some of them could literally mean anything. Some could mean like 2 out of 10. That is some. You know what I mean? So it is interesting. Again, I'm not all that upset. I said it before, you get an Xbox or you get a PC. It's the same thing I say for PlayStation. You know, again, I am a PlayStation-centric guy, but if you are mad about Spider-Man, get the PlayStation. I get it. I get that it's annoying or you're being literally forced to get something, but that's the way the business is. And I've always said that. I've always said that about PlayStation. I've always said that you have a right to be mad. You know, if you're mad about Spider-Man or if you're mad about Naughty Dog games or whatever, that's completely your prerogative. And however, let me say this. Two things. Number one, there is a double standard. Now, I know people will always, and there's people, by the way, that watch my channel very consistently that I do see saying this. So I'm not picking on you. I'm simply going to tell you kind of how I feel about it. If you don't agree, that is 1,000% okay, and you let me know in the comments, all right? But I still see people defending the double standard, defending that, well, it's not gatekeeping, or it's not, being exclusive because it's on PC. And Xbox Game Pass does mobile, it does PC, it does consoles, like it's everywhere. It's just not on Nintendo and PlayStation. Well, that's still, or Sony, that still is exclusive. You're still being exclusive to certain things. It's just you're exclusive to more. So I guess the argument that they try to make is being exclusive to a group of things is better than being exclusive to one thing, which I do see that, but the double standard is still there. If you don't like exclusivity, and I know there was somebody that said, when Phil Spencer was talking about, that kind of gatekeeping and that kind of, that there shouldn't be barriers, he meant you shouldn't always need to get the next Xbox console. I mean, again, I get it, but eventually you will. If you're playing Doom on your phone and your phone is 10 years old, yeah, like you can still do that, but like it'll be garbage, and they're not gonna optimize it for that. Like you're gonna eventually have to upgrade. Technology in general is not meant to keep around like forever. So yeah, while Phil Spencer is saying, okay, we don't need to buy the Series X or S, well, in 10 years, if you are still playing the Xbox One and you're still playing Xbox exclusive games, number one, they're not going to be very good because there's just 0% chance that they could be, because because they could be better. It's kind of my argument with next-gen stuff in general, where I prefer it to only be on next-gen because you're not getting, if you're making it for both generations, you're not getting the full amount out of it for one of them. So you're kind of holding back the entire, I guess you're holding back your group of the industry, maybe not the entire industry, but you know what I mean? Maybe that's a kind of a weird way of saying it, but I will say, I do think there's some double standards. Now, I'm not saying any of you guys. I'm saying that I've seen online, and I'm hoping, this is it. So, and this is kind of what I expect. PlayStation fans, and this is not going to happen, but this is what I hope happens. PlayStation fans that have been very pro-exclusive, right? Final Fantasy's exclusive, kind of like a timed exclusive. Then, which, by the way, connects here, right? Because some of these games may also be timed exclusives. We don't even know. Again, Spider-Man, all this stuff. If you were cheering that, you shouldn't be all that mad. In fact, you shouldn't be mad at all about Xbox. That would be a double standard. I mean, you're applauding your system and you're mad at the other one. So hopefully there's not that. But hopefully there is not Xbox people that have been so anti-PlayStation doing exclusives that are now so pro Xbox. And that's the thing that I do think is going to happen. People that were, and I've already seen it, by the way, people that were complaining about Spider-Man, about all this stuff on PlayStation, they are now applauding and bowing at the feet of Microsoft at Bethesda and Bethesda, which is literally the same thing. So that's not right. And again, I get it. It's on more than just an Xbox console, whereas, for PlayStation, but PlayStation comes to PC at least afterwards, and even that's kind of negligible, right? That doesn't really matter. The point is, it's still exclusive. It's just exclusive to more things, but you still have told people that, hey, if, let's say Doom, let's pick Doom, the Doom 3, the next Doom, you can only play that on Xbox or PC. Well, if you don't have a good enough PC and you don't have an Xbox, you just have a PlayStation, maybe you have a Switch, well, you need to figure it out. Which is, again, I'm okay with that. That's the business. You want people, in fact, you want people in that situation. You want people that don't have an Xbox or don't have a PC strong enough that says, dang it, you're forcing me to get it, but I will. And that's literally how you get people. Same thing for Spider-Man, right? That's the biggest thing with Spider-Man is people bought the PS4 back in 2018, years after it was out, many years, right? It was at the end of its life cycle. People bought it just for Spider-Man. They were like, dang it, you can't play this anywhere else. I need to buy a PlayStation just for Spider-Man. Sure, it made people upset, but you know what? They did it, and it made Sony money, right? That's literally the business. So again, to recap, I'm okay with this. I hope other people are okay with this. I hope people do, though, recognize that there can be double standards that come from this, and hopefully you don't participate in any of them. I really have tried for years to not participate in any of this kind of stuff, right? If I'm pro one thing and the other side does it, and again, there really are no sides for me. Like, yeah, I have a PS5, but as I've said to you guys before, I go where games are. If there's a game that's exclusive to just PC, I will find a way to do it. If there's a Switch game, if there's an Xbox game, I will do it. You know what I mean? I can play other stuff, and I will, right? So that's kind of that. And then, again, a little annoyance into what the actual games are. I feel like it is going to be the smaller games that smaller, quote unquote, because the Starfield's really small, that's exclusive to the Xbox. I feel like games again like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, stuff like that would probably remain multi-platform. At the same time, let me say this to end the video here. You can make the exact opposite argument, and I would understand it. I mean, because the first thing people told me, or like when I asked other people's opinions, they said, well, maybe it's the smaller games that are exclusive. It could very well be the other way around. It could be the biggest games are exclusive, and then the smaller ones like a Starfield, maybe those are the ones that they're like, who cares? Let's just put on all consoles. So you can definitely make the argument work both ways. Hopefully on Thursday, we get specifics. This game is timed. This game is exclusive. This game isn't exclusive. Hopefully we get something like that relatively soon, just to kind of eliminate the guessing work, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turn on. Again, if you have a Twitter, give me a follow. You don't have to interact with me all that much, but just to try to get me to, I love numbers, so getting to a 2,000, that's a really nice number over there. Thank you all. Honestly, thank you all so much for watching all of these videos, supporting me in whatever way that you guys want to. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.